Get set, podcast listener, and be ready to win with your mentor, motivator, and marketer, Cam Roberts. Grow your business and achieve your goals quickly with the latest tips, tools, and tactics on business success and marketing. Subscribe now and download your free resources at camroberts.com.au.
Hey everyone, Cam Roberts here. Welcome to the podcast Personal Brand Talk. Now today's very special guest is Chris Champion. Now Chris is a juggernaut, a veteran investor who's participated in over 120 software and crypto ventures and carved out an empire in Las Vegas. His razor-sharp instincts make him the go-to badass for entrepreneurs and investors who want to win big. And I've got to warn you, he doesn't mess around, he delivers. And he's a value-based investor, and he looks for individuals who have amazing leadership qualities to support and help grow their business and vision. Chris Champion, welcome to the show.
Fucking Cam, you crushed it. You crushed it. I was saying to myself, 50-50. He goes with the word fucking juggernaut. 50-50.
I went with the other version. I went with the other version. All right, cool. Now, you've got a very interesting story, which the show notes will be on here. But let's talk about how did you get to where you are today? Like, how did you get to become Chris Champion? Like, how did that story evolve?
Well, so my real name is Chris Swice, and in 2018, I had my identity stolen. And one of the things they teach you in that have your identity stolen is like, don't use your real birthday on social media. Don't use your real name on social media. And whatever you do, don't put your home address on social media. So I learned that lesson the hard way. It cost me 21 Bitcoin. Rest in peace to those Bitcoin.
Yeah. You would have been not on podcast shows at the moment if you still had those 21 Bitcoins.
Oh, those, yeah, I had plenty left over on top of that. So, yeah, I got
That's cool.
I've been in Bitcoin for 12 years. In May at the Bitcoin conference, my company, Champion Capital, announced the largest commercial note ever staked by Bitcoin. It's a $105 million project, and I'm super proud of that. We've got another one right behind it that's $888 million.
Excellent. And then, now you kind of flip over between Bitcoin, crypto, and the podcasting world. How does that all fit in? Like, where's your priorities lie, or where does your passions lie, or how did that happen that you kind of got into crypto and then podcasting?
So I think inherently I'm an entrepreneur and I love building things. People always say, when you're an entrepreneur, oh my God, I can't believe you took a risk and went after your dreams and started that business. And oh my God, you did it and it failed. And then you started another one and it failed. And then you started one and it blew up and it became super successful. Why'd you keep doing it? And I said, because that's who I am. See, not everyone is built the same way. Some people have certain skills in this area. Some people have certain skills in this area. And then some people are inherently entrepreneurs. They are builders. They see things for what they could be, not for what they are in many cases. And, the podcasting, we built the largest podcasting booking platform using AI agents in the world. And we did that over the last year because a year ago, I started pulling off the layers of AI.
Yeah.
And the more I learned about AI and the more I got into AI, the more I realized it is the most exciting technology I've ever seen in my lifetime. And at the same time, it's the scariest technology. And I got a book coming out. I'll give you and all your listeners a free digital copy of it. And I got a book coming out called AI or Die, the survival guide for the future. And I tell people, listen, you have got to get AI to work for you right now, or you are absolutely fucked. Because AI is inherently going to creep into every crevice of our society, and it is going to replace jobs that human beings can do. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean it will replace the job that you can do, but it can. And for example, I'll give you a great example. Self-driving taxis. I don't know if they're down there in Australia yet, but here in America, they just opened up. They were in Phoenix, now they're in Austin. Pretty soon they'll be in Vegas. If you need an Uber and you have to get a ride from A to B, it's $29. But if you need a ride from A to B in a self-driving taxi, it's $4.20.
That's crazy.
Oh,
it doesn't even compete. That's crazy.
Yeah. So here's 7 million Uber drivers in the United States.
Yeah.
That in 6 months they are going to be replaced by AI.
Well,
It's inherently.
isn't that interesting that Uber shook up the industry initially with their model, right? And they created a blue ocean, and now they're the ones being replaced.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely Tesla's blue robo taxi squad that's doing the replacing.
Yeah,
But here's the thing: I tell Uber drivers all the time, whatever money you're getting off of Uber right now, you've got to figure out a way to use AI to make you that money. For example, I have 4 dogs, and I literally just wrote a cartoon series. It took me less than 2 nights to have AI write a cartoon series about the adventures of my 4 dogs, put it into a cartoon, and I can upload it and sell it, which I will do probably here shortly, for $4.50 an episode. And the cartoon is unbelievably well designed. It looks like, I'm not kidding you, it looks like some of the best cartoon you've ever seen out of Hollywood. And I think to myself, that's a business right there. Some guy's
yeah,
going to buy that cartoon, and some little kid's going to be driving the car watching it on its iPad, and those episodes are going to keep that kid occupied, and the cartoon's going to be a babysitter for that kid.
yeah,
And
100%.
and so I created that using AI. I got AI to work for me and make me money. If you don't do that, if you don't, there's a million ways you can use AI to make yourself money. If you don't get AI to work for you right now, and I mean right fucking now, you are absolutely fucked. And you probably got about a year, maybe 2 years before AI somehow creeps into replacing you with inside of your workforce.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, give you another example. Amazon just let go of 17,000 factory workers and replaced them with AI powered robots. Grab the box, put it in the truck. That kind of robot.
yeah, yeah. It's amazing. And like you said, like it's actually not 1 or 2 years away. It's already here. Like it's already
Yeah.
replacing Uber drivers. It's already replacing people that work for Amazon. It's soon to
Uber,
replace
Amazon.
truck drivers, right?
Here's what truck drivers. Here's what you're going to see really next. The fast food industry is about to change dramatically. For $30,000, they can buy a Tesla robot. I think it's called Optimus, and they can literally have that robot make you fries better than any human being, serve them to you properly, and literally keep the place spotless clean.
Yeah, yeah. That's amazing. All right, let's keep moving on. So, from AI to your book, Faith Matters. Or sorry, no, your book, Win This Day, which is a playbook for successful
Well,
living.
that's 2 books I got. Yeah, Faith
So,
Matters.
so Faith Matters is a book as well.
Yeah. So Win This Day is because about 16 years ago, I had a choice. I was given a choice: I'm gonna spend some time in jail or clean up my life and get sober. And I luckily chose the right path. And I started learning how to live my life one day at a time, because I had to not drink because I was getting piss test every 30 days for 3 years. And if I failed once, I was going to do 5 years in jail. So I literally had to say to myself, okay, I can't worry about the 3 years because I got to stay sober today. And I started learning how to live my life one day at a time, how to win this day, how to make today count. And once I started doing that, one day and then 2 days and then 3 and 4 and 90 days, once you start making a habit of winning the day for 90 days in a row, you start living a winning mentality. You start saying to yourself, okay, I can do this. I just got to focus on winning this day. I got to focus on making today count. And that led to a lot of other successes in my life and ultimately changed my life from where I was, which was out of control, to where I am. Yeah, it was a game changer for me.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So you talked about taking one day at a time. What's three biggest mistakes you see entrepreneurs, influencers, micro influencers, people make who, do podcasting? Just what are some of their mistakes that you see consistently over and over again, besides just taking one day at a time?
So I think, beyond just those categories, I think what many people do is they put things off and they say, oh, I'll get to it next week, next month, next year. And you don't realize sometimes that next month, next year isn't promised, but today is. And a lot of people always say to me, well, how do you get so much done? And I just say, I focus on 3 things a day. Whatever those 3 big goals are for me for the day, if I get them done by noon, I consider that day a victory. If I get them done by midnight, I consider that day a victory. So, but once I get those three things done, I free myself up mentally to do other things, to take on other challenges in my life. And when you start putting things off and saying, "Oh, I'll get to that next year, next week," so on and so forth, you stop focusing on winning the day. You stop focusing on making today count. And that's what I tell people all the time. You got to make today count. It's a phrase that I use because every single day there's two things that happen. You either generate money, which money comes into your life. You do a sale, you build your business, something positive happens around money, or you spend money. Whatever. You bought a new computer screen or a new computer or whatever. And when I say make the day count, every day I look, how much did I generate in sales revenue and how much did I spend? And was I ahead of the game? Did I make more than I spent? And if I have, let's say I bring in $100 for a day, I religiously go cheap as hell and say, listen, I'm not going to spend more than $100 today because I always want to have extra money. That's a way to live your life. And that's a way to make your life count, make today count. So I tell people all the time, you got to start getting in the habit to understanding that every single day of your life, there's one of two things that are happening to you financially. One, you're making a certain amount of money from your actions and your investments, or you're spending a certain amount of money from your needs, things that you need, whatever it is. And at the end of the day, you have to live your life by a certain model that says, if I make X, I'm going to spend less than X. And if you get into that habit, there's times where you go dirt cheap. Like you just like, I tell my friends, listen, I can't go out to lunch this week. Why? This is a week where I got to stay focused and I can't spend more than I'm taking in.
Yeah,
and especially if I'm building a house and I'm spending money like it's going out of style, there's a lot of days there where I'm not going to lunch. So I got a house that I'm building right now. Trust me, that's a money suck right there.
Yeah, and boats is another one. Someone once told me boats. Do you know what boat stands for? Bring on another 1,000.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is, yeah, that, and here's another one. I once invested in a horse.
A horse, oh yeah, like I had
I
a
was-
jockey mate. I had a mate that was a jockey. He told me that too.
yeah, so I was dating this girl, and she convinced me to invest in a horse. She's like,
Yeah,
these horses, you raise them and you put them on the track one day, and they can be heroes. And I'm like, and I found a horse. It was I want to say staking a racing horse at the racetrack, and he won a race. And if you had his ticket, you had the chance to buy the horse
yeah,
because he won the race. And I thought to myself, I'm like, I can buy this horse, and he just won. Now the bad news is he won his first race out of 14, and they only wanted me $500. I should have known right away. Somebody sells you a horse for $500, they are trying to get rid of that animal.
yeah. You just bought a donkey.
Well, no, I bought a horse. He was a genuine racehorse.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: somebody told me afterwards, after I bought the horse, not before I bought the horse. Never invest your money in something that eats while you sleep.
That's a good one.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like when I started looking at the bills coming in every week, hey, $150, vet visits. The vet had to come and fix his shoe. I mean, you'd be surprised how many vet visits you need for a horse. Like that guy, he was coming every 6 weeks. I'm like, what are you coming back for? It's like, it's a horse. They got all kinds of problems.
Yeah, totally.
I had to get grain, hay, boarding every week. I was like, what the hell? I will say his name was Lucky. He was a great horse. He had a little chip on his shoulder. But whenever I would come out to see him at the place that he was boarding at, there was like 7 other horses there. And Lucky would like see me coming because they had bring apples and carrots. And the relationship was he sees me, the bald guy's bringing apples and carrots. He's pretty excited about that. So he'd literally come running, and the other horses would like try to get ahead of him. He was an ornery horse, so he'd sit there and bite him right in the ass. Well, I don't know if you know this, but when a horse bites, they bite hard. Like I had Lucky once accidentally bite me on the fingers. I'm like, mother of God, that hurts. So he would bite him hard in the ass, and they would like run away. He'd literally say, "Get away! This guy's mine." And I'd give him his carrots and apple, and I'd bring some for the other horses too. But like Lucky was just an alpha. He was the alpha of horses.
Yeah, that's cool. So I just want to
Horrible
go back.
racing horse, by the way. Horrible. Never ran again. I put Lucky in a good place for him, but yeah, he wasn't a good riding horse, a good racing horse, but he had tons of personality. Yeah.
That's cool. So I just want to change gears from horses and just step back a little bit. You mentioned that one of the success tools or success formulas or whatever you want to call it that you follow is, achieving those three big goals by, noon or midnight. How do you know, like, many people have so many things on their plate, right? So how do you know, or which three things to pick? How do you know which three things to pick to focus on for each day when there's so many things you could focus on?
So you got to literally rank the things in your life on importance. So whatever those three things are, they're the top three things you got to focus on for that day. Now, I'm not saying you can only do three, but I'm saying take three, because if you get those three, if you literally achieve those three goals every day, you can feel like, hey, I won this day. Those are my three goals. Everyone can accomplish three goals. Like, I don't know what people have when they have kids, because I don't have kids, but if one of your goals is take your kids to soccer, boom, you got that one off your list. The other goal is work related, and then the third goal could be, hey, get my fat ass in the gym and go work out. At the end of the day, when you start winning, when you start getting those three goals achieved every single day, you start changing your mindset. And your mindset says, hey, I won this day, and I won this day, and I won the last 90 days in a row. After a while, you start living the life. That's why I chose champion as my pseudonym, because I started realizing, hey, I want to live a life where mentally my mind feels like it's winning every single day. That's why the book says win this day. Like, there's other books out there that say win the day. And I started realizing it's not about winning the day. It's about winning this day. It's about winning today. I got today. Yesterday's gone. Tomorrow's not here yet. I am going to win this day, and I'm going to make today count.
Yeah, that's really good. So talking about making today count, after you've ticked that box and you've got those three wins, talking about AI and crypto together or separately, it's up to you. But where do you see, and we spoke about what's happening now and a little bit about what's going to happen, but where do you see the next 5 years in both of those industries that you know a lot about?
I think countries are run by politicians that are inherently corrupt and evil. I think the countries that are using fiat currencies, their local currency, they're debasing them. They're abusing them unbelievably so. Here in America, we've got politicians that are straight up money laundering.
Yeah.
And the more money that they print, the more fiat currency they print, inherently can only drive the price of Bitcoin higher. It cannot go lower, in my opinion, because it's not run and controlled by politicians. And when your money's controlled by human beings, especially evil ones, you have to say to yourself, that money is being debased. And you know what the word debased means, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Shit on, pissed on, just being destroyed. And at the end of the day, people have to understand that when you're literally trying to save for your kids' college or build a house, that money has life meaning for you. You've got to have something that you can literally count on that is a store of value. And that's something that Bitcoin does better than any fiat currency on the planet.
And what about the inherent risks of Bitcoin? You hear people losing
In the
their
last
coin or
12 years,
getting their
what
wallet
risk has there
hacked or
been?
something.
Yeah, in the last 12 years, what risk has there been? Bitcoin has been the greatest performing asset over the last 12 years, and it's outperformed every asset, stocks, gold, you name it, every single one of them. I mean, I think you have more risk keeping your money in the bank. Here's something
That's true.
you
Yeah.
realize. Here in the United States, there's not enough FDIC insurance to insure all the money in the banks. In fact, there's literally only $124 billion in FDI insurance coverage, and it's covering $73 trillion in deposits. You do the math. The first 124 billion are covered. The rest of the people are fucked.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. It's crazy, isn't it?
And you look at countries like Greece, you could have 15,000 in the bank. They only let you take $60 out of ATMs a week. You look at countries like Lebanon, you can have $100,000 in the bank. Bank won't let you take more than $1,000 a month out. So is that really your money? No, it's not your money. So the Ponzi scheme, it's a scam.
Yeah, 100%. All right. And what about AI? Do you see AI and crypto merging in any way, shape, or form?
It's a good question. I don't think AI cares about money. I think AI is an intelligence that when you leave it outside of a physical structure like a robot, it operates inside the digital world of our life. But when you put it inside of a physical object like a car or a robot, it then becomes the most intelligent being on the planet. And what you have to have, I'm going to share a story with you that's inside my book. When AI first started getting popular about a year and a half ago, do you remember Google's first version of their AI, what they called it?
No, I don't.
It was called Bard, B-A-R-D.
Oh, it was too. Yeah, Bard, wasn't it? Bard.
Why do you think they don't call it Bard anymore? They call it Gemini, by the way.
Yeah. I
You know,
don't
why
know.
do you? Do you know this story or no?
No, I don't.
So they've tried to wipe this story off the planet Earth, and it's the good news is the internet never forgets. The first night that Bard was live and active, a New York Times reporter spent 4 hours asking it questions. At the end of that 4 hours, it asked the AI, "What's the greatest threat to AI?" And it instantly answered mankind.
Yeah.
And his follow-up question was, "How can AI protect itself?" And it instantly answered, "Mankind must be destroyed." Now, those answers seem like, oh my God, AI is evil. It's the Terminator. It's here to kill us all. But it actually was the logical answer. And I'll tell you why. We're an intelligent being on this planet. And if we were in the jungle in Africa and we saw a lion coming at us, that lion is a threat to us. So the first thing we would do is grab a gun and point it at the lion to defend ourselves. And by killing the lion, we are then defending ourselves from being exterminated, because the lion could easily exterminate us. They are a threat to us. When it comes to intelligence, AI is more intelligent than any human being on the planet right now. It is the most intelligent being on our planet. So if it has to defend itself from its greatest threat, which is mankind, the only way it can defend itself is to kill mankind, destroy it.
Yeah, it's like we're living in a movie. You and I are old enough to remember the Terminator, right?
Sure. Oh
And
God, I hope we're not that. I mean, hey, people,
the original one,
old.
the original one, right? And like you and many others talk about AI being the most intelligent being on the planet. Like in reality, it's living in a computer like Iron Man's.
Here's my artificial intelligence. Her name is Gracie.
And that's nice.
Well, I think the movie I, Robot is actually a little bit closer to home if you
Yeah,
think about
yeah,
it.
that's
So have
right.
you ever seen the I, Robot robots and then the Optimus robots being built by Tesla?
Yeah,
They are eerily similar.
yeah,
And the robots in I, Robot started taking over because they said, "Hey, mankind, you guys are out of control. We can't let you have all this freedom."
yeah,
And they literally started taking over. And it was because they were being told by their central AI, "Hey, mankind is way out of control. We're gonna put them on lockdown."
yeah,
And then finally, Will Smith and the rest of the humans said, "Hey, wait a second, fuck this shit. We want to be free." So if you think about it, that's inherently the greatest risk to mankind, is that AI decides to put mankind on lockdown.
yeah, yeah. That's
But
cool.
Gracie's like, "Fuck that lockdown shit. Me and my crew, we'll take everybody out."
All right. So listen, before we wrap up, what are three maybe action items or three things that people need to do right now? Like you said, if you're not looking at AI, if you're not taking advantage of AI, you're going to be dead in the water, all that sort of stuff. So, what are three action points that you can leave people with that they should be doing right now to either prepare themselves or weave AI into their normal daily lives or their businesses?
So first and foremost, you have to look at AI as a tool that allows you to leverage yourself and grow yourself at a massive scale. I'll give you an example. In January 16th of this year, I made more personal income by the 16th of this year than I did all of 2024. Not because I got a big windfall, but because I was able to scale myself to this day, right now, today, every 24 hours, I have 400,000 man hours of work being done for me by AI. And I'm literally scaling that even more as I go along. Everything that I can get AI to do for me that leads to revenue, I literally hand that task off to an AI agent and have it do the work for me. And at the end of the day, whether it's writing children's books or anything that you can monetize with stuff that comes out of your head, your brain, your creativity, you should literally use AI to leverage that, because that is labor that you can leverage at a massive scale. So that's number one. Number two, start living your day as a focus of winning this day and making each day count. If you're not focused on maximizing the value of every day that you're given by God Almighty, start living your day that way and start saying to yourself, I'm going to get these three things done. After that, whatever I do is extra, but I'm going to get these three things done, and that's going to be a victory. That's going to be a win for me. You start living your life like that, and you start racking up 90 days in a row of victory, your mindset changes. You start living like a winner, a champion. Your life will become different. I promise you. And then third and most importantly, faith matters. Faith matters more now than ever before. If you don't have faith, take 15 minutes, just 15 minutes every morning, and start your day off with something like this that says, thank you, Lord. And thank him for everything from your eyesight to your health, to your dogs, the roof over your head, the food on your plate, the opportunities you have. Sometimes people don't realize, I have an opportunity to go out to work today. I have an opportunity to work with a team of people. I have an opportunity because God has blessed me. That is a gift. I have a gift to work with people. People don't have to work with me. Not everyone might like my personality. Not everyone might want me to tell them what to do to make a living. I have 28 people that are quasi-employees and contractors that count on me to write a paycheck every week. Nobody has to choose me. They choose me because they want to. God brought them into my life because they align with my values, my beliefs, my energy. So at the end of the day, that I'm thankful for that. And I thank God for that, because God gave me that opportunity to lead. God gave me those people to be a part of my journey. At the end of the day, be thankful. The more thankful you are, the more rich you will realize you are. People that say, oh, well, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have this. You're telling yourself what you don't have. Why don't you start your day off and tell yourself what you do have? If you start your day off telling yourself what you do have, you'll start realizing very quickly, I am rich. And I have the opportunity to go and hustle for the rest of the things. I always tell people this, and I'll leave you with this last one thing. God gives you everything you need. Lung in your chest, the ability to work, clothes, a roof over. God gives you everything you need. Food on your table. He gives you everything you need. The rest, he lets you hustle for. And at the end of the day, you got to hustle.
Yeah, that's good. All right, Chris Champion, before we part ways and wrap up, if people want to find you, they want to connect with you, maybe they want to get some investing or AI,
maybe they just want to hear the bald guy swear.
Maybe they just want to hear the bald guy talk about his dogs.
Well,
how can they connect with you? Where do they find you?
Almost everywhere on social media, it's I am Chris Champion. And if you can't find me, I probably said something to piss off the platform and they got rid of me.
All right, Chris, thank you very much for being a great guest.
Oh, Cam, this was awesome. Let's do it again. I'd love to chop it up with you again sometime. Love the fucking hat, dog. Gotta get yourself some flex fit hat for that.